I'm Tyler Austin from Gungnir Strategic. Thank you so much for watching. So I'm going to be doing a quick comparison of three pistol lights that are very similar in their own right. And I thought this would make for a really good comparison in the event that you're looking for a pistol light or maybe a new pistol light. So on the left here, we have the Surefire X300U. The U stands for Ultra. In the center, we have the Nightstick TWM30T. And the T stands for Turbo. So this is their high candela version. They do make a standard version of this, which produces, I guess you could say, standard candela, but this is their high candela version. And then on the right, we have the Streamlight TLR1HL. And as you can see, size-wise, they're pretty similar. Obviously, the Surefire being the longest of them. The Nightstick in between in terms of length, but it tends to be a little bit fatter. And then the Streamlight being the shortest, and it is still kind of fat too, but it's the shortest of the three. Now, in terms of specs, the Surefire produces 1,000 lumens, and it produces right around 11,000 candela. So this is going to be the most floody of these three lights. It's going to have the most flood to it. It's not going to have as bright as a hotspot. So again, it produces 1,000 lumens with right around 11,000 candela. And then in the middle here, the Nightstick, again, this is the turbo version, so it is high candela. This produces 900 lumens with 66,000 candela. So this is going to have the tightest hotspot out of all these three lights. And then at the right here, the Streamlight. This is going to be about the middle of these three. So this also produces 1,000 lumens with right around 20,000 candela. So in terms of beam, this is going to be the in-between between these three lights. So with the Surefire in terms of beam, again, 1,000 lumens with right around 11,000 candela, you're going to get really good illumination out to about 50 meters, give or take with this. So you should be able to PID something to about 50 meters, give or take, depending on lighting conditions and all that, of course. Which really for a pistol, that's all you really need if we're being honest. Again, this is going on a pistol, and really the max effective practical range for a pistol is going to be 50 meters, and that honestly is really pushing it. It's probably going to be closer to 25 if we're being really honest. But really, this is going to be, in terms of like distance that you need to PID something, 50 meters is really going to be the max for a pistol light. And this, in terms of practicality, I'm talking about. And this certainly you can PID something out to about 50 meters. Again, you're going to be seeing this in the B-roll footage that I'm showing. In the center here with the Nightstick, all right, again, this is their turbo. So this is 66,000 candela. It's going to have the brightest hotspot out of these three. And you can easily PID something with this out to 150 meters, if not further. Again, you'll see that in the B-roll footage, which, again, that is very nice, and it definitely shows you the power of candela. And I am definitely a candela guy. I've definitely gotten on like the candela train, and I generally prefer higher candela lights. But there's definitely an argument to be made when it comes to candela on pistol lights and how practical it is. Because again, yeah, I can easily PID something out to 150 meters with this, but are you really going to be engaging something at 150 meters with a pistol? Highly unlikely. So you could definitely make the argument in terms of practicality when it comes to super high candela lights on pistols. But again, this is their turbo version. So this is designed to have really high candela. They do make a standard version, which I believe has right around 12,000 candela. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it's going to be closer to the Surefire in terms of candela output. And then on the right with the Streamlight, the TLR1HL, this has 1,000 lumens with right around 20,000 candela. So this is going to be the in-between in terms of beam between these lights. And in my opinion, when it comes to beam, this is going to be the most practical out of the three and the most general purpose out of the three. You're still going to get good illumination. You can probably get really good PID out to about 100 meters with this. And obviously that candela, it's not just about distance on the light. You get better light penetration with it. So if you're in a little bit more of a lighted area, it's going to be better at defeating that light source. The technical term for it is photonic barriers. So it's going to have a better ability to defeat photonic barriers, but at the same time, it's got enough flood on it that you still illuminate a good amount of area. So out of the three, in terms of practicality, I think this has the best mix between lumens and candela for a pistol. Now, in terms of the switches, the Surefire here, it has a very simple switch to it. I really like it. It's just simple on and off. It only has constant on. There's no momentary that I'm aware of. And it's just a simple little lever here. And it works on both sides, so you can either actuate with your with your trigger finger or your thumb. Personally, I prefer using my thumb. That's me. But it's the same on both sides. I really like it. It's really simple. Moving on to the nightstick. This personally has my favorite of the switches. It is very simple and very intuitive to use. Both sides work the same way. If you quickly click on it, it goes to constant on, which personally I'm a constant on guy when it comes to pistol lights. Or if you hold down on it for about a second or longer, it goes to momentary, which I really like this. Again, it's very simple to use. It works the same on both sides. And out of the three, this has my favorite switch out of these three lights. And then moving on to the Streamlight. Personally, I'm not a big fan of this switch on this light. So on the thumb side, that would be if you're right-handed, of course. So on the left-hand side of the light, it has its momentary feature. So if you press down on it, it's just momentary. If you double click it, it goes to its strobe. If I can actually get it to work. There it goes. I'm not a big fan of strobe, but it does have a strobe feature if you're into that. I'm not a fan of it. And then on the right-hand side of the light, which would be, if you're right-handed, your trigger finger side, if you go down, it goes to its constant on. I am not a fan of this personally. I think this is too complicated for a pistol light. I'm not a fan of strobes, and I personally prefer constant ons over momentaries. So I would rather have my constant on my thumb side, so that way I can just turn the light on and then secure my full grip on the pistol. I'm not a fan of using momentaries because it does mean you have to compromise your grip slightly on the pistol in order to keep the constant on with the light. The momentary on with the light. I'm not a fan of that personally. So out of these three, this is my least favorite switch out of the three lights, with the nightstick being my favorite and the Surefire being a close second to that. And we are back. My apologies for that. The battery on my light died. So out of the three, personally, this nightstick light is my favorite. It has everything that I really like, from the high candela to just the simple functionality of it. Also, the price is right on it. I mean, this Surefire right here is amazing, but these are very expensive. And these nightsticks, although not inexpensive, they're a lot more reasonable than the Surefire. Surefire, this is an amazing light. I absolutely love this light, but it is very expensive. And there are features about this light that I do like a lot. In terms of durability, I definitely trust the Surefire. Of course, it's Surefire. They're just phenomenal. Say what you want to say about their price and all that, but they are Surefire, and they work, and they are hard to kill. I've had this nightstick for quite a while now, and I have quite a bit of rounds through it and so range sessions on it, and it has been nothing but reliable for me. Now, that being said, it's not like I have a huge amount of time with it, but overall, I've had no issues with this thing yet, and so far, I don't really foresee having issues with it. If that changes, obviously, I'll let you guys know, but so far, this has been nothing but durable for me. The Streamlight, this is a loaner from a friend. I'm just being honest. So I don't really I've put some rounds through it, but I don't have a lot of experience with this. He has put a lot of rounds through this and has had no issues with it. I haven't had the best luck with Streamlight weapon lights. Now, to be fair, that's all with their rifle lights, not with their pistol lights. I actually don't have a lot of experience with Streamlight pistol lights in particular. With that being said, out of the three, this one was the most questionable for me just due to my history with Streamlight weapon lights. But again, this has a lot of rounds through it, and so far, my friend has had no issues with it in the few rounds and the limited experience I have with it. I haven't had any issues with it either. So, I'll just say that about the Streamlight. Anyways, I hope you found this video helpful and informative. If you did, please like and subscribe. Also consider joining my Patreon. Links down in the description below, of course. I'm Tyler Austin from Gungnir Strategic. Thank you so much for watching.